Hey y'all, it's Rhegis from the MorrisMansionBlog.com. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to show you 10 different ways that we have slowly over the last 4 years made over the front of our home to have more curb appeal, more character, and to just make it more of our style. And these are super easy ways that you could really update the curb appeal and overall look of the front of your home in just a weekend. We've got about 7 landscaping tips and then 3 DIY projects. So if you're interested in seeing those, then keep watching. When we first moved in, you couldn't see the pavers that were around the flower beds. So last year we dug a trench around the flower beds and then you could see the bricks, but not really well from the street. This year we added another layer and it made all of the difference. The double layer is now visible from the street. It holds the mulch in better. And we even added another little area where the bricks now go on either side of our front walkway, and I think it makes the look more finished. Now let's add some mulch. I love adding mulch. It instantly updates the look of your flower beds. But first you want to make sure that no weeds are poking through, and just go ahead and do yourself a favor. Don't be like me. This is why I make these videos, so that you can learn from my mistakes. I'm putting the mulch down, but I decided to trim the trees and pull the leaves off of the plants that were dead, and I should have done this after I mulched. So do all of that prep work before laying down your mulch so that you have a clean surface to start with. I don't have any weed barrier under mine, but if you're starting with a new bed, definitely put down weed barrier. We just add new mulch on top every year because throughout the year it just washes away with the rain or it gets blown. Actually, the front of our house becomes a wind tunnel if there's like any bit of wind. So we lose a lot of mulch throughout the year. So adding a fresh layer right on top is plenty for our beds, and it just really makes them look so much better. This is just the cheapest brown mulch from Lowe's that we could get. I think it was $3 or $4 a bag, and I usually add about 5 to 6 bags per bed, and then I drag the bags to where I need them and then use the hoe or whatever I'm using or the rake to just kind of make it all go into place. And I'm doing the same thing with this little bed around our tree. I like that we did not glue these bricks down when we were adding the second layer. I thought we would need to, but it makes it a whole lot easier to clear out the weeds. And this double layer means that I can now put a full bag of mulch. Previously I would only put in about maybe 3/4 of a bag, and this makes it look that much better. All of the houses in the neighborhood seem to have these 2 crepe myrtles on the edges of the property. As you can see, I'm very close to my neighbors. You can see the house in the background. And what happens with these trees, because I know what some of you are thinking, that the tree looks fine. Why does it need to be pruned? Well, the trees start to sag when they haven't been trimmed for the year, and they just start to kind of kiss the neighbor's trees, and that always tells me I need to trim them because they're hard to walk under. And I'm short and I was still hitting the branches, if you can't tell, because there's a ton of flowers in my hair. My husband was laughing at me at the end of all this because I was going to take a shower and I had so many white flowers in my hair. It looked like I'd been out in the snow. So I'm just using some long pruning shears, and I used those for the hedges also because I didn't feel like getting out our hedge trimmer. But the first time I used them last year, I kind of gave the hedges a little bit of a haircut and made them look bald. So this year we were just going for a trim, just to get all of the ones that had scraggly bits you know, kind of sticking up right here, and just rounding them out, softening the edges to make everything look nice and level and uniform and nothing too crazy. We don't need to give it a buzz cut. So, ignore the mulch bag. I've got this side done. The tree trimmed, the hedges trimmed, and all the weeds pulled, and the mulch laid down. Just the simple changes. And I'm gonna show you this side. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. But once I like click that off, get all this green out of here, and lay some fresh mulch, it'll be even fresher. Because the neighbors are so close, we have to keep our lawn mowed weekly, but this is a great way to elevate your curb appeal as well. We had already pressure washed the front sidewalk and our walkway this year, but I wanted to show you me pressure washing the back porch so you can see this footage. This will be in an upcoming video of when we start to make over this space, so stay tuned, but I still wanted to give you guys a good before and after. Here is the before and the after. Pressure washing makes all the difference. Tip 6 is to add some landscaping. This is what it looked like when we first moved in. Just a bunch of bushes, but last year we added a few perennials in the flower beds, and then I diligently watered them over the summer, and they all came back this spring. That made me so happy because I do not have a green thumb. I painted the door about 3 years ago, and it needed a new fresh coat of paint, so I'm cleaning it, before I repaint it. I thought I was going to have to pick a new color because this color, I was told when I first bought it, was being discontinued. So that made me panic a little bit, but I was sure I could find a similar color. This is Meadow Sage by Sherwin-Williams. I love the muted green with the blue undertones. It really, really looks good against our red brick. And I was thrilled when I went back and they found it in their system. The man at the paint counter said it was now part of the HGTV home collection, so they may have just moved it to a different collection, and that's what they were talking about. But anyway, I always just buy a sample pot. I think I got the Valspar one for $5.99, and it is plenty to do 1 or 2 coats of the door. Since I already had a pretty good base layer, 1 coat will do, and then I'm going to use the rest of it to update the back door because I painted both the front door and the back door this green color. So that is coming soon as well. If you've been a subscriber of my channel for any length of time, you know how fond I am of stenciling floors or painted floors. I have a whole video on how I stenciled this front porch a few years ago, and I recently did another project very similar to the concrete pad in our backyard, so I'll link both of those videos here. I don't have a video or blog post on how we made this AC cover, but we just took 3 4x4 posts, put them in some concrete in the ground, and added some lattice sheets and lattice cap in between, and painted it a neutral color. And here is the fruits of our labor: freshly mowed and mulched and trimmed hedges and trees, a newly painted door, and then showing you some of our old projects is how we updated our curb appeal. Hang on, that's only 9 tips. What is number 10? My 10th tip is to add some climbing vines to the front of your home. I plan to do this very, very soon, so come with me to my Pinterest. If you click on Saved under my profile and go to my board, Inspiration for my home exterior, I have several pins of homes with lush greenery on the brick or just around windows and siding. And I love this overgrown, cottagey, just garden look where you have such a natural element mixing with the red or the brown of the brick around windows and doors. I think it is so cute, and I hope that I can get this look in a couple of years, but I plan to start executing the idea very soon, so I wanted to include that here. For an even 10 tips, I talk about it more in my blog post, so if you're interested, you can check out my Pinterest. I'll also have it linked down below in the description. So I hope that these tips were helpful in giving you some ideas and inspiration, maybe even motivation to update the level of curb appeal in front of your home. I'll tell you, this video was my motivation to get the front of our house in gear. It was so hot this weekend, but I'm so glad that we tackled it. My husband tackled the lawn, I tackled the flower beds, and we knocked it out, and it was great. And now I won't really have to do much to upkeep it throughout the summer, and I can focus more on the backyard. But we are definitely going to be taking a step back from the backyard because it is so hot here, and really it won't cool down until probably October. So probably more toward the fall time we'll start doing more projects outside. I think we're going to move inside now. I've got my eyes set on the laundry room as the next makeover, and we will just see where time takes us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. As always, thank you for stopping by the mansion, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.